What if a sportsbook charged no vig? Not low vig, not reduced vig. 0. It exists. It is called a prediction market, and it changes the math of every bet you have ever placed. Quick recap from episode 1. A coin flip, 2 outcomes, 50-50. A normal sportsbook offers heads at 1.91 and tails at 1.91. Divide 1 by 1.91, 52.3% implied probability. Same for the other side. Add them, 52.3 plus 52.3 equals 104.7%. A coin flip is 50-50, but the book is pricing it at 104.7%. That extra 4.7 is the vig. The book did this on purpose, balance the action on both sides, skim a percentage off the top, and the math is rigged in their favor before the coin even leaves the table. Sportsbook prices do not show what the book thinks the probability is. They are inflated by the overround. Now the pivot, open Kalshi or open Polymarket. These are not sportsbooks. They are contract markets. The idea is older than you might think. The Iowa electronic markets ran real money election contracts back in 1988. InTrade was the famous successor until it shut down in 2013. The modern wave came later. Polymarket launched in 2020, Kalshi in 2021. Kalshi is U.S. regulated by the CFTC, denominated in dollars, with full KYC. It lists elections, economic indicators, weather, and a growing slate of sports. Polymarket is crypto-native. It runs on Polygon, settles in USD, and lists sports, politics, crypto, and geopolitics in roughly equal measure. A contract is a question. Will event X happen by date Y? If yes, the YES contract pays $1. If no, it pays 0. The no contract is the mirror. 2 contracts, $1 of payoff between them. Now look at any binary market. YES contract, 50 cents. No contract, 50 cents. Add them, exactly 100. No overround. No vig. The numbers sum to $1 on the nose. Compare to the sportsbook. 1.91 and 1.91 summed to 104.7. Here, 50 plus 50 sums to exactly 100. Clean. So why does this matter? Because the price is the probability. Directly. A YES contract at 50 cents, that pays $1 if YES happens, is the market saying the outcome is 50% likely. 60 cents YES, 60%. 35 cents, 35. 8 cents, 8. Multiply by 100. The price is the probability. A real, asymmetric example. The 2024 U.S. presidential election. In late October, on Polymarket, Trump wins 2024 traded at 60 cents. The market thought Trump had a 60% chance. No, Trump traded at 40 cents. 60 plus 40 equals 100. Clean. Now compare to a sportsbook offering the same event. Trump win, decimal odds 1.65. No Trump, decimal odds 2.35. Implied probability for Trump win, 60.6%. Implied probability for no Trump, 42.6%. Add them, 103.2%. The book is taking a 3.2% overround on the same event. On Polymarket, the same numbers sum to 100. No overround. No vig. So how do these companies make money? If there is no vig, where is the revenue? 3 lanes. Lane 1. Settlement fees. Kalshi takes a cut of your net winnings when a contract resolves, roughly 7% on profit, depending on tier. Polymarket charges a category-based taker fee. Sports, 0.75%. Politics, 1%. Crypto, 1.8%. Geopolitics, 0. These fees apply to your winnings, not your stake. Lane 2. Transaction costs. Polymarket runs on Polygon, so every trade costs a small amount of gas, paid in USD, usually a few cents. Kalshi has no on-chain gas, but charges deposit and withdrawal fees, depending on funding method. Lane 3. The bid-ask spread. A market maker quotes a buy price and a sell price. The buy is lower, the sell is higher, and the gap is the spread. You buy YES at 52 cents. The same contract sells back at 50 cents. The market maker pockets the difference. Notice the structural shift. The platform is a neutral venue. It does not take the other side of your bet. A sportsbook takes the other side. They want you to lose. Their incentive is to misprice in their favor. A prediction market matches buyers to sellers. They make money on volume. No incentive to lie about probability. Closer to a stock exchange than a sportsbook. What this means for your edge. 2 practical implications. Implication 1. Direct value betting. You build a model. You think the Lakers beat the Celtics 55% of the time. Kalshi shows YES, Lakers beat Celtics at 50 cents. Your edge is 55 minus 50. 5 percentage points. 1 subtraction. Compare to a sportsbook. The book offers Lakers at 1.85. Implied probability, 54.1%. Strip out the VIG, maybe 51. Then compare to your 55. 3 steps at a sportsbook. 1 step at Kalshi. Prediction market prices, skip that work entirely. Episode 8 covers devigging in detail. Implication 2. Cross-venue arbitrage becomes explicit. Kalshi YES on the Lakers, 50 cents. The market thinks 50%. A sportsbook offers the Celtics at decimal odds, 3.33. Implied probability, 30%. Add the 2 implied probabilities. 50 plus 30 equals 80%. But every basketball game ends with one team winning. Total has to be 100. There is a 20% gap. Bet the Lakers YES on Kalshi for 50 cents. Bet the Celtics on the sportsbook at 3.33. Whichever side wins, you collect ahead. That is an arbitrage. We covered the mechanics in episode 4. With a prediction market on one leg, the math is cleaner, because that side has no VIG to strip out first. One more example. The Federal Reserve rate decision. 2 days before the March meeting, on Kalshi, YES on a quarter-point rate cut trades at 65 cents. A CPI print drops. Inflation cooler than expected. The market reprices. YES jumps to 78 cents. If you bought at 65 and you sell at 78, that is a 13-cent gain on a $1 maximum payoff. Roughly 20% return on the capital you put up. That is value betting from episode 3. But cleaner, the price was always a probability. So the math is honest. Why is not everyone doing this? Because the catch is liquidity. Major events have deep books. Presidential elections, NBA finals, Super Bowls, Fed decisions. You can move tens of thousands of dollars without slippage. But niche events are different. A regional election, a second-tier game, a smaller cricket league. Spreads can be wide. Order books can be empty. Sometimes there is no market at all. A market order on a thin book can sweep the listed depth, and you pay a worse average price than expected. 50 cents on the screen, 53 on the actual fill. Always check the book depth before you click. There is also regulatory risk. Kalshi has been challenged in court on what counts as an event contract. Polymarket is geo-blocked in the United States. Know your jurisdiction. The compliance landscape changes year to year. And settlement can be slow. Kalshi is usually quick, hours not days. Polymarket uses a decentralized oracle system with a dispute window. Contested results can take days, occasionally weeks. If you need cash flow tomorrow, prediction markets are not your tool. That said, for major sports, elections, and macro events, the spreads are tight, the books are deep, and the math is clean. That is where the edge lies. So where do prediction markets fit in your overall stack? Soft sportsbooks ban winners, Episode 5. Sharp sportsbooks are region-locked for most US viewers, Episode 2. Prediction markets are the third path. No VIG, no bans, direct probability trading. The trade-off is liquidity. The freedom is real. For US bettors, Kalshi is often the most accessible regulated venue, with no betting limits. For everyone else, Polymarket has wider category coverage. Serious bettors often run both. Read every contract price as a probability number. Compare it to your own estimate. Compare it to your sportsbook's no-vig price. The gaps are the edges. That is the lens. Once you see prices as probabilities, you cannot unsee it. In a prediction market, the price is the probability. Period. Use that. You can do all of this by hand, or use Arbs. The desktop app scans Kalshi and Polymarket alongside every sportsbook, devigs the soft books for cross-comparison, and surfaces the gaps where the math is real. This is edge theory.